Hello and welcome back to our information station about Yellowstone National Park. And I do remember you from last time. We previously read through this introductory page of the Yellowstone Visitor Guide for summer 2021. So I heard that you were interested in maybe taking a closer look at more of this guide, and we will get to that. Just in case you wanted to note anything special in the guide as we are reading, we do have some highlighters here. So we have some tools to mark anything that we would like. We have a pink highlighter, a green highlighter, and of course the classic yellow highlighter. And our other tool to mark something as we read are these mini yellow Post-its. And we do have quite a few Post-its today, as you can see. So if we do need to mark something, we should have sufficient materials to mark what is needed. So let's begin by taking a look inside our visitor guide. We previously reviewed this first page. So I'll open to the second page. So we do have some information about facilities and services. Here we are. So Yellowstone does have emergency services, which can come in handy. Yellowstone is quite remote, so should you need these services, please just know that they are available to you. And there is an accessibility guide available at visitor centers. So more information is at the website. This is good to hear. I did note on my previous visit to Yellowstone that there are many boardwalks and walkways, so it might be good information which walkways are accessible at Yellowstone. Accessibility is very important to us, so if you would like more information, please check out those guides. Now, I will highlight this here as I remember you talking about this being important to you. So just so you know, cell phone service is very limited in the park and surrounding areas. So this is important because oftentimes when guests arrive, they immediately want to contact a family member or a friend and let them know, of course, about their wonderful arrival and trip and upcoming plans. But it is very important to note that cell phone coverage is very limited because you may have someone waiting on your message who would love to hear about the park, but you may not be able to send a message to them and they might start to worry. So just in case, please let everyone know that you might have limited cell phone service at Yellowstone. Just something to be aware of. Some people very much enjoy this aspect of the park because it allows them to connect with nature. Others may find this a bit distressing, and there are products that you can purchase that would allow you to have a signal in an emergency situation if you are hiking. So that might be something to look into if you are someone who likes the added security of having a cell phone or service, I should say, having service in an area, excuse me. All right, so we will continue to lodging, dining, and tours. So here is that information for you. So There is more information at the website. It looks like this is just a very brief overview of these places. So let's continue. Please do let me know if there's anything you would like me to mark as I go through. So as we talked about last time, we do have some safety regulations. One big regulation is about the wildlife. So it is very important to leave the wildlife and to not approach them. It says here to stay at least 100 yards from bears and wolves, and at least 25 yards from all other animals. And I believe this is very important, as there have been accidents before with wildlife, not only for their safety, but also for your own safety. So please do observe that. Now, would you like me to mark that for you in this document, in this newspaper? Okay, great. You think you can remember that? Me too, but you just never know what someone would like to mark and what they're comfortable remembering. All right, so we will continue. This section is called Things to Do. And there are so many things to do. I'm trying to figure out where I should position it. Here we go. There are so many things to do in Yellowstone, but at the top of the list, of course, is camping. And this notes that Yellowstone offers 12 campgrounds with over 2,000 sites. And I do have to warn you that they book up very quickly, and oftentimes a reservation is needed, perhaps in the winter, in order to camp in Yellowstone over the summer, despite having 2,000 sites, which is quite incredible. So it notes that during the park's busy season, from beginning of May through the fall, many campsites can be reserved ahead of time. Due to high demand, reservations are highly recommended. First come, first served sites are available during the busy season at Indian Creek, Lewis Lake, and Pebble Creek campgrounds. Oh yes, I also think that's an important thing to note, and I will go ahead and put it in pink as it relates to lodging or camping. So I did not know that either. So first come, first serve camping is available at Indian Creek, Lewis Lake, and Pebble Creek campgrounds. Very good detail to note. Just in case something happens and perhaps a reservation falls through or a last-minute opportunity to visit the park arises, you may want to check out these first come, first serve sites. All right. So are you considering camping? It sounds like this might be something you consider. Wonderful. I would highly recommend it in Yellowstone. It's one of the best ways to see the park. As you can tell, it's the top thing to do. Would you like me to bookmark this section so it's easier to find in the future? Okay, I'd be happy to do that with one of our post-its. Here we go. So right now we have a post-it marking things to do camping. And I will go ahead and fix that later. All right, so moving on down, let's read some more information about camping at Yellowstone. There is no overflow camping. Most park camping is reserved and full. No camping or overnight vehicle parking is allowed in pullouts, parking areas, picnic grounds, or any place other than a designated campground. If you don't have a reservation, the nearest campsite or hotel room may be hours away. And I believe that they did talk a bit about this on the first page, so just an overview of it can be difficult to camp in the park as there is no overflow. The length of stay. Camping is limited to 14 days from July 1st through Labor Day, first Monday in September, and to 30 days the rest of the year. Yes, I will definitely highlight that for you in pink as it has to do with camping or lodging. So camping is limited to 14 days. And do you believe that you would be camping throughout the rest of the year or just July 1st through Labor Day? Oh, okay. So you are considering June for camping, so I'll go ahead and highlight 30 days the rest of the year. It's very important to keep in mind your length of stay. Wonderful. All right. Then it goes into some discounts. So holders of senior and access passes receive a 50% discount on camping fees. Oh, how wonderful. I definitely think that everyone should take advantage of the senior and access passes if possible. Then there are quiet hours from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. No loud audio devices or other noise disturbances are allowed. So just something to keep in mind. And then of course I forgot about this section, so I'll go back and talk about check-in and check-out. Yellowstone National Park Lodge's campgrounds check in at 1 p.m. and check out at 11 a.m. Oh, I completely agree. That's an important detail to note. And I will mark it in pink for camping or lodging. So check in at 1 p.m. and check out at 11 a.m. Now, would you like to hear about group camping? And would you like to hear about food storage? Either of those two sections? No, you would like to move on to the campgrounds. Good idea. I agree with that. So, just trying to make it a bit neater. So for the campgrounds, they have many listed. Should we count the campgrounds here? Okay. So we have, and I'll take my highlighter to count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 campgrounds. To summarize, there are 12 campgrounds, but then there's 2 operations for Mammoth. So just something to keep in mind. Now, would you like me to highlight a possible campground for you that I would recommend to you? Yes, okay. So, for your upcoming trip, I would recommend Grant Village Campground if it is your first time visiting Yellowstone. The reason that I would recommend Grant Village Campground is that it has a wide variety of campsites. It has large campsites, small campsites. It has room for RVs or tents. It is quite a large campsite, and therefore it is easier to get a reservation at Grant Village. It's also very safe from wildlife, as there is a large number of people